Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Highs. I'm here with Dev. We got Coach Mack on the phone. Coach Mack, you there?
Yeah, what's good?
What's going on, man? How was you guys' weekend, man? A lot of stuff going on. How was the weekend? Horrible? Oh yeah, I know why your weekend horrible. You Coach Mack, how was your weekend, man?
Man, mine was good, man. I can't complain at all right now.
Yeah, man. You see your Raiders are rolling, man.
Yeah, man. It was a good football weekend overall, you know. I like the upsets. I like seeing people who are supposed to lose win. That's big for me.
Yeah, that's been a big thing pretty much the last few weeks in the NFL, man. A lot of surprises.
Yeah, it's nice to see though.
A lot of surprises, which we'll get into. For me, man, I did that Comic-Con this weekend, man. A lot of cool stuff out there, man. A lot of cool stuff. I'm exhausted. Definitely enjoyed my sleep last night. But yeah, man, we're gonna dig deep into this week 5 action that happened yesterday, man. And Dev, I know you hurting over there. What's going on in Big D, man?
It was just a slow start. We rallied back towards the end, but we lost in the first quarter. We lost in the first half. I'm sorry, Aaron Jones. They made Aaron Jones look like he deserves to be in Canton. No, Jason Garrett he needs to be gone. And when we hire a new head coach, it has to be someone in the organization. It can't be someone out of the organization. That's just what I think. So I think it has to be handed out to Chris Richards.
Do you truly think that's going to happen?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
I just want to make sure because it seems like Jason Garrett's good over there, man. No matter what happens.
Yeah.
Good old Coach Clapp. Coach Matt, what do you think about the Dallas situation as far as their head coaching situation, man?
Well, I mean, to touch on what you said, I don't think it's always just a slow start. They have issues on defense tackling, man. They haven't been able to tackle. We paid Jay Smith all that money, and he's missing open field tackles. And I think you want Rashard to have the job, but yet your defense, especially up front, is giving you some issues. But I think we've been talking about this for a while. Me and you guys, they have a lame duck as head coach. He doesn't make any decisions. He doesn't plays anymore. He's really just sitting there making faces. So I mean, I definitely think they do need to make a coaching change, but I just don't see it being anybody that we would suggest. There's going to be a big name because they've been doing in-house for a while with these offensive coordinators, and it just ain't working out, man. They got to make a change there, but not yet. We can't panic over one loss to a big
Exactly.
I think Dallas has the offensive power to surprise a lot of people, but that defense is goodness gracious.
Yeah.
And last year, our defense was supposed to be one of the best. And it just turns around and ends up being, mediocre.
Keyword. Last year. You see everything, and that's the thing. Like you see. This is where we talk about like the surprises earlier, man. Like every game, like it's even hard to predict these games nowadays, right? Because the way the game is being played, the way the refs are involved too. I think yesterday in particular, man, like a lot of games, the refs had their hands in. The flow of the game is kind of like sporadic with how the refs are just sitting there because they don't want to get calls wrong now, right? A lot of attention on them, so they're sitting there, they're conversating, they're slowing the game down, and it's just like every other play there's a flag, man. So, Coach Matt, what do you think about the referee situation in the flow of the games?
Well, I mean, look, I don't want to touch specifically on my Raiders, but we had some controversial calls. But I think with the refs, their main point is, call it. Because if it's wrong, at the end of the day, we can say we messed up. But when you don't call it, you see what happens. Same thing with the Saints-Vikings game last year. Like, I think their issue now is we would rather call it and be wrong than not call it and having, a big outcry. But they are way too involved. But, it's one of those things where it's a necessary evil, man. When you want to call, they're not going to give it to you. When you don't think it's a call, they're going to make it. So it's just part of the game, and they got to adapt. The league is going to change, and the players got to adapt.
That's right. So, all right, let's dig back and let's go through these games right now. We were already talking about Dallas. So what do you think that went wrong? What was the main thing, like with the Packers coming into town? What was the thing with Aaron Rodgers and that running game that really set y'all up?
We already knew having Tyron Smith out, they were going to run
which is a problem because he's probably one of the top three players in the roster.
Regardless, Green Bay could have rushed the passer, and now with Cameron Fleming, when you go from Tyron Smith to Cameron Fleming, Darius Smith is gonna have a field day, which he did. And on offense with Rodgers and them, they had to worry about both Rodgers and Jones because Jones isn't a bad back.
He looked good.
But he
definitely
shouldn't be a back. He shouldn't be a back at 4 touchdowns. Two in the first
Had his
quarter.
Al Bundy game, man. 4 touchdowns, 1 game. You tell that to his kids.
And with Dallas,
there might not be many people that's gonna understand that Al Bundy, bro.
Yeah. Tokai, that's right, man. Aaron Jones can live off that for the next 30 years, man.
But Dallas, their offense, they can't get Zeke going. It's for the last 2 weeks.
So this is what I've always spoke about, man. Like you when you're playing Dallas, you got to cut the head off the snake to try to really keep them in check, and that's taking out Zeke, man. If you got to put 8, 9, 10, if you got to put your whole 53-man roster, man, on the field to stop Zeke, you stop Zeke first, and then after that you put the ball in Dak's hands, and then you go with that. Like, I would love to have the ball in Dak's hands instead of Zeke running all over me.
Especially when they're a team who can't stop the run. And they ended up, they did what they had to do, and they stopped it, and they put the ball in Dak's hands, and they had no other choice but to keep throwing the ball.
While we got you on, let's talk about those Raiders, man. Jumped out on the Bears early yesterday. I believe it was 17-0. And then, the Bears... Surprisingly, Chase Daniels got back into the game. I think there was a fumble that really got the thing started for the Bears, and then the Raiders held up, man. So, Coach Mack, what do you think about your Raiders yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, it was a performance that was all emotion driven early, as you can see when they got to their early lead. I think coming out the week ahead, because we've been there 4 times in the last 7 years, so I think they finally realized going on a Monday instead of traveling on a Friday can help with your endurance and attrition on Sunday. And you've seen that with Chicago. They came out dull and slow, and getting there on Friday, that's not enough time to get acclimated with the time zones. And I think that helped us because we were emotional and we've been there. The issue is football is a big momentum game.
Right.
So when you have a miscue, first of all, the third quarter starts. We get a 3 and out. We get the ball back. I should say Raiders get the ball back. And, the game could be over if you go down and score there. You have 24-0. You have a miscue. Momentum is big in football at all levels. And Chicago took that momentum, and Chase Daniel made some throws. And there's people on TV who even said they don't know if Trubisky could have made some of the throws he made. He made some good throws. And I'm not saying Chase is a starter in his league, but he did his job yesterday, man.
He sure did. Yeah. He sure did.
I think the biggest key was the run game. Raiders were able to run for almost 160 yards against a team who was only giving them 90. Right. And controlled the clock. I think that was big.
Himself had 130.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Jacobs himself had 130 yards and 2 scores. Exactly. There's no beating that. If you could run the ball like that and then still have, Derek Carr to secure the game and not turn the ball over, you should definitely win that game. And they kept Khalil Mack quiet.
I mean, that's the scheme. Gruden, I think his whole thing this week was, I got to put a scheme to kind of get this guy double-teamed almost every play. It was only like 2 or 3 plays where he had single and he beat his guy, Trent Brown on the right tackle, almost got a sack. But you got to scheme around a guy like that. And I think knowing he made that trade, knowing how the media blew this all up, there was no way Gruden was not going to game plan and try to keep Mack quiet. And it worked. You got to give kudos to the offensive line, man.
All right, that's cool, man. I definitely enjoyed watching the Raiders the last couple weeks. Matter of fact, man,
they're surprising a lot of people.
They look really good, man. And to be honest, factual stuff, people, I had the Raiders winning that game. You know what I'm saying? I had the Raiders beating the Bears. I don't like that. Now, not that Trubisky is Jim Kelly or Dan Marino or anything like that, right? Yeah. But Mitchell Trubisky, I mean, he gives him some stability at quarterback.
He's not.
We know what he is, but he gives some stability at quarterback. I didn't believe Chase Daniels can go against the Raiders and win a game. He made it fun and exciting, but at the end of the day, I had the Raiders winning, man, and they're looking good the last couple of weeks. So props to the Raiders, man. We're gonna pay some bills a little bit, man. You're listening to WRML Radio in Mays Landing, New Jersey, on the Atlantic Cape Community College campus. All right, we're gonna pay some bills. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Em, and this is Sports Yack. So basically, we're going to be talking all sports all the time. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like, share, all that. We want to hear from you. We want to see you. We want to interact, and we're looking forward to everything. So tune in.
WRMLradio.org.
All right, man. You guys are back. We're back on the Yack. All right, Sports Talk Radio. So, guys, Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Travis Kelce. They didn't get it done last night. What
Jacoby Brissett did.
what do you guys thought? What are your guys' thoughts on the game last night?
It wasn't a bad game. All around, I think both teams they played all right.
It's a little bit of a defensive battle,
It
man.
was. And thinking Indianapolis was going to be the one team to stand up to Kansas City this early.
Yeah, they didn't fold at all.
Yeah.
Not even for a little bit. They seemed very confident.
It's their defense stepped up for sure. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes had 350, but he only threw for one score.
Well, when you're like a video game, pretty much like you can just hop on the field and get stats.
Yeah.
You can get all the stats you want, but putting up, I think they finished with 13 last night. 13. Yeah, all those stats doesn't matter. Coach Mack, what's your thoughts on the Kansas City Chiefs in the Colts game last night?
Sorry for the cue.
Nah, it's all good, all good. We got Coach Mack back. We done lost him in the Matrix, but we got him back. So
I was excited to talk about this Chiefs.
There you go. You're right on cue. Right on cue. You're back. Like
being in the same division as the Oakland Raiders, I enjoy any loss by them or the Chargers or the Broncos. But I think we got into a issue with Andy Reid that he falls into, man. He doesn't like to run the ball.
No, that's his MO.
Yeah,
we know that.
Yeah,
I know that.
And the Chiefs, to me, especially when they came back in that game and showed some life, they could have controlled the clock better. But he kept running his little gimmick plays. That work, yes, they do work. But eventually, you got to go back to old school football when you have a lead, man. Especially in a game like that where your offense isn't really clicking and your defense is doing just enough. I think he put too much pressure on his defense to make too many plays.
Right.
And they did make a play. They picked off Brissett in the red zone once.
Yeah.
Right.
They caused some havoc around him.
Right.
And, he gave it back by trying to throw these gadget plays down the field. Look, you don't have Tyreek Hill. You have a lot of, minimal receivers. Sammy Watkins didn't do much for you other than a couple plays. You got to give, even though McCoy fumbled, but you still got to give him and Damian Williams the ball a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I'm just gonna go on the other side, man. Like Jacoby Brissett, man. I mean, he just managed the game the way you should on the road. Like that's a hostile environment, tough place to play. Wasn't fazed by one bit. And he really just seemed like him and Mac really just like controlled the pace of the game.
All of Mac was
and
for
I enjoyed
130
watching
yards.
That. Yeah.
That's.
I mean, Mac gave me a win in my fantasy team last night, so I'll give him that. But
you got to give a shout out to Frank Wright, man. Frank Wright calls the plays. He's the head coach, but he knew what to dial up for Brissett. You got to think you got Andrew Luck going into the season.
Yeah.
Going into almost week one. So your game plan and all your plays you don't put together is geared to one guy, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's go right to Brissett, and he's been able to change, like seamlessly make that change.
Yeah, he's played a big role.
Yeah, and I like that you brought that up because it had to be an adjustment to really have that whole franchise was on Luck's shoulders, right? So to drastically change the whole franchise around, pretty much change like game plans and personnel packages, basically because of now you have a different quarterback running your system. The fact that they got it turned around this quickly, like this could have easily been a throwaway season, right? They all could have got down on themselves and like, you know what, we're just going to go out there. No, this team is motivated. Frank Wright, again, like you said, definitely deserves all the accolades,
and they're still fighting,
all the praise, and they're definitely
they're in the weakest.
That's what, and I was just about to get into that. That division is winnable for them, because and we could talk about the Texans game right now. Matter of fact, you got the Texans that I mean, they finally woke up offensively
Deshaun Watson
after a few
5
weeks.
touchdowns.
Unbelievable. Atlanta is who I always think Atlanta is on the road.
Overrated.
Terrible. Yeah, they're gonna fight in some games, but
They're not gonna
Atlanta
win.
just for the past 3 or 4 years.
Since that Super Bowl loss, they haven't been the same.
It's not even that. Even I just never trusted them on the road. Their game doesn't travel with them. So Dev, what do you think about the Texans Falcons game and how that turned out? How it became just like insane.
I think Will Fuller shouldn't be the receiver you allow to have 217 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Career day, man.
That Falcons defense was non-existent.
Yeah.
But and you can say the same thing for Houston, for the fact that they let up those points as well. But Deshaun Watson really woke up.
Yeah.
He noticed he has to lead this team into charge. He has to lead them to wins to get them in the postseason. He's their hope.
I mean, look.
If he stays healthy, they win that division by more than 2.
Yeah.
You look at what Houston's done. They drafted offensive linemen in the first round, second round for the past 2 drafts. They understand they got to keep him. He got hit the most, I think, second to Derek Carr last year.
Yeah.
And like, if you keep that man upright, look what he can do.
Exactly.
He can pick apart any defense, and I think they can win their division easily by at least 1 or 2 games because everyone's falling off down there. You know, the Titans are what we thought they were, as you would say. And, you know, and Mariota has shown that he can improve. So it's really, that's, to me, because Jacksonville is already going backward, to me, their only issue in that division was the Titans. We didn't know what Mariota you would get this year. But now that you see he's trash, I mean, honestly, I hate to say that word, but, you know, I think Houston can run away. And then Atlanta is just, they're falling apart. They got to rebuild. They got to start over.
Yeah, definitely, man. They definitely. I mean, tear that whole thing up, man. Because I don't look. Matt Ryan, who did get the MVP, but I mean, just Atlanta had a magical season going into their Super Bowl. So I mean, that kind of goes along with the territory. You have a great season. You're playing quarterback. Yeah, you could be in the MVP discussion, but I never saw him in that type of level where he's one of the elites, right? Always have questions about him, and I think one thing that we haven't even spoke about is not having that 2-back combination of Tevin Coleman and Freeman. Like
Freeman's
that was between that and Julio Jones. I think that's what kind of made Atlanta's offense a little dynamic. And not having that, because he's just quick. He's just the way he moves, the way he can hit the hole. Like I think the way and him in the passing game as well. I just think Atlanta misses that. That makes their offense even more stagnant at this point. Very inconsistent, and I think we can't forget about that loss that they have not having that two-headed monster running back. But we'll move on and let's talk about those Saints, man. They are moving. They are. I mean, anytime you lose a Hall of Fame quarterback like Drew Brees, like you're not going to be the same football team. But they're still clearly the best team in that division. So, Dev, what do you think is going on with the Saints? What do you see them moving forward? And do you think? Obviously, I mean, I would say there's no rush to bring Drew Brees back.
No,
let him get healthy.
Let him get healthy.
But let me know what you think about the Saints.
I say, they let Breeze get healthy, 100%, not rushing because Teddy Bridgewater's 3-0. Why slow him down now?
Yeah.
If he's winning you games and Drew Brees is still on the sidelines, then hey, let him get 100%. And that defense has been playing pretty good.
Yeah, especially at home.
Against a tough Tampa offense, who's been the last couple weeks.
I'm not exactly gonna call Tampa's offense tough. I'm not gonna say the Bucks offense is tough. I want to say they had a historic game for their franchise in LA. I'm gonna say that they were pretty competitive against the Saints. I think they put up more points than I thought they would in New Orleans. And but I have to see it again. Like I have to see what happens.
I think Bruce Arians is creative enough to securely get them 20-24 points a game. I think so. I'm kind of with you on that, but I
just have to see it again. That's all. I have to see it. It doesn't even have to be next week. It could be the week after, and then another. I just need to see consistency. That's all.
Outside of that first loss they have consistently for the last 3-4 weeks shown that they can put up points. And I think offensively, you can have some faith in Bruce Arians. I think it's just putting it all together on all phases of the game.
Right.
Their special teams is giving up some stuff and missed some field goals in games they could have won, and their defense is here or there, especially when you're averaging giving up 30 points a game right now. So
yeah,
I think offensively though you can have some confidence in Tampa Bay. You know, it's just the whole putting all the three phases together. Right.
So, fellas, we all seen that magical game in Seattle on Thursday night. I mean, the Rams and the Seahawks, they always had some battles. It's always tough for the Rams to go out in Seattle and try to get a win. And, I mean, they got close, but, special teams came into play. What do you guys think about the Seattle game? And what do you think about Seattle moving forward?
Well, when you start off with a catch like that with Tyler Lockett, that one touchdown catch is amazing. I thought Russell Wilson was throwing the ball away.
Oh, and that was that drive in particular. He threw two of the best passes you've seen all season. Literally on that same drive.
Yes.
It was.
And
amazing.
They could win as many games as they want because they have Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is not going to lose you games.
He's tough. Look, he's tough to get off the field.
Yeah.
That's one. I mean, that's been his MO since he pretty much got into the league. It's tough to get his offense off the field because he can just when everything's covered and you think you have he can't get the ball out. He's just going to take off, and he'll make you miss. He'll run through you. He just keeps drives going, and it's just hard until he slows down physically. It's just going to be hard to get that offense off the field, no matter who they have. Baldwin he retired, and that offense is still clicking. They've lost receivers over the years, so
they run the
that's true.
ball.
They stayed true to it.
It doesn't matter who he has there, whether it's CJ Precise or Casey, it doesn't matter.
Right.
People give it to their running back and run the football, which opens up all his play action plays. He doesn't sit in the shotgun 40 times a game and throw it. He goes play action under center. There's some RPOs here and there, but for the most part, that offense is dictated to run the ball to open up a passing lane for him. And like you say, he's a champion for a reason, man. Like, he knows how to convert third downs. He stays
Which is
on
huge.
the field.
Which is huge.
He extends drives with his feet. And, they're going to be hard to beat. Even they lose games they shouldn't lose, like to the Cardinals and stuff once in a while. They're still going to be hard to beat, especially with the Rams now losing 2 in a row and maybe slowing down.
Yeah.
And Russell, that whole team, no matter who it is, Seattle's always a different and better team in the playoffs.
Yep, absolutely.
So, I think they're already going to be in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
And they're gonna go far.
Look, I
can see them in the championship game.
Even going down my team schedule. Obviously, I'm a big Eagles fan. Like I've had that as a loss of them coming into Philly because I don't like the way our defense is set up. Right, the way the Eagles defense is set up. Like that's an offense that's a defense that Russell Wilson can really do some damage, especially in the fourth quarter. So I'm just he's just that game, his game, their offense, like you said, that running game that they stay committed to, that can travel anywhere. Yeah. So you can go.
And Chris Carson isn't a bad back either.
Yeah, you can go down to New Orleans in a playoff game and take that and you'll like your chances. You can go to Chicago or Philadelphia where it's cold, deep in January, and you can go win a game. You know what I'm saying? So. Seattle, man, like you said, the Rams are struggling. This is the thing. When you realize, unless you're the New England Patriots, when you lose the Super Bowl, you don't go back. You don't go back.
It's almost imperative for people to understand that, man. You really you can't have that mindset of, we'll be back.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
No. Because
Cam said it after he lost to Denver.
That's right.
I'll be back. Quinn, the coach of the Falcons, said it after they lost.
That's right.
It's tough. I know we'll be back. You can't have that mindset thinking, okay, we were just a few plays away of being champion. No. You got to erase it. Learn from it. But erase it and know you have to start from ground one again. And a lot of these teams don't. That's why they have these issues.
Yeah, 100%. It's just tough.
Back to what he said about Russell Wilson, them running the ball to open up play actions. That's what LA used to do.
But we know why. He's on his last knee, and there's something I don't think right now at this point. just what I'm like. I don't think we see that Todd Gurley again. That explosive back that you can open lanes to where he can take it 40 yards, or you can get him in the passing game and he can beat your linebacker. Right now, his knee seems to be a huge issue, which doesn't make their offense was dynamic with him in the backfield, right, where you could do different things with him. Now, yeah, they can still move the football. Yeah, they still look good, but they don't look great.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. I honestly think that kid's healthy, and I'm gonna be honest. I really think they're phasing him out. When I watched him play, like last year at the end of the season, when he was missing carries. He was hurt.
He was ailing. He was ailing.
I think right now he's healthy, and I think McVay is trying to phase him out. To be honest with you, that's just my opinion. Because to me, it looks like he doesn't want to build a team around a running game. He probably feels like he can plug in any type of a back and be successful because he's going to predicate everything off of his quarterback and making these reads and these gadget plays, because he has some nice little plays he calls too. And to the second side of that, I think Gurley might be protecting himself because he may know he might not finish his career in the Rams and he needs another deal. So if I go out there and I get hurt again, my career could be over. You know what I mean?
That's definitely a good point.
More going to that story with the Rams.
That's a good point. I will respectfully disagree, but that's an excellent point. That's an excellent point. I like it. But I just don't. I really think his knee is an issue because it's been an issue. It's been an issue before he got in the league.
5 games in the season, he's had 270 rushing yards. It's Todd Gurley.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, look, it could be a combination of both our theories at the same time too. It could be a little bit of the knee, and it could be a little bit of playing safe for Todd Gurley. Could be a little bit of Sean McVay.
If you watch him run the ball, and you see he takes the hits and he gets up and he gets back in the huddle. A guy with a lingering injury isn't going to just pop back up. Right. If you watch Gurley and make these explosive finish the drive type of runs where he's hitting people himself and running through tackles, then you know this dude really wants this. To me, you're not seeing that. You're seeing the guy get up after he gets tackled, whether it's low or high, walk, run back to the huddle like nothing happened. Because to me, I'm telling you, I feel like he's saving his body because he knows things inside that office is phasing out from him. If you watch him run the ball, he doesn't look like he's hurt. He looks like he's a person who's saving himself. He's running out of bounds instead of getting tackled.
Yeah,
that's the running back who's trying to save his career.
Yeah, hey man, like I said, excellent point. We're gonna play these bills again. You're listening to WRML Radio 107.9 in Mays Landing, New Jersey, on the Atlantic Cape Community College campus. I'm gonna pay some bills, y'all. We'll be right back.
Yo, stand on the block,
check it out, boom.
What's going on, world? This is Grandmaster Fat.
It's Hans Diesel, baby.
And this is Check It Out.
Boom! Alright, you're back on the Yack Sports Talk Radio. Catch the Yack on YouTube, on the Sports Yack. That's Yack, Y-A-C-K. Alright? Not Y-A-K, Y-A-C-K. Sports Yack on YouTube. So we're back on the Yack, and guys, the Redskins, Daniel Snyder, is finally cut off the dead weight. What's your thoughts?
Jed Gruden was a horrible coach. He couldn't take them anywhere, and everyone's getting mad that he didn't start Haskins this game, but they can't start him so early.
You think they shouldn't start him so early?
No.
Good. Okay. All right. Let me hear it. Let me hear why.
Because look, they were all saying he's never taken reps with his first team offense.
Right.
Why would you put a quarterback in an NFL game when he can't even get first team reps in practice? He's not ready.
Have you seen that roster? If you look up and down that roster, you see who their starting quarterback is?
Yeah.
Okay.
But still,
Did you see how their starting quarterback played the first the first quarter of the season?
You can't start Haskins, like you can't just throw him in there against a first unit with his first unit when he's never practiced with his first unit or against a first
So one more time.
unit?
So you saw the roster. You know who's on the roster.
I do.
You know who's playing quarterback.
Yeah.
You've seen the results of that roster with that quarterback.
They were on 4 already.
So do you keep playing that quarterback, Case Keenum, with that roster, or do you let that man get some experience and get used to the speed of the game? Coach Mack, what's your thoughts?
Well, I mean, there's a couple things there. First, Jay Gruden never had the pieces he needed to
Exactly.
win that in Washington.
Never did.
He went to the playoffs at one time with that team. You know,
I
wouldn't say lucky, but
it was just their turn in the division.
Yeah, exactly. NFC East at that time was kind of all over the place, so they got in there. But I mean, I think he's always been a decent offensive coach. It's just some guys just aren't fit to be head coaches. He may be one of those guys. We don't know that yet. Secondly, to his point about Haskins, I think with NFL, and it's kind of stated, you don't have any practice reps to give. So if you know who your quarterback's going to be that week, he gets all the reps. His chance to win that job was in the preseason and the training camp. He did not. So to his fault, that's his fault he didn't get the reps. But once you have an end of a game, and you know there needs to be a quarterback change, you then need to give that quarterback his reps.
Right.
And that's what Jay Gruden and his staff not giving him first team reps to get acclimated and be ready for a game. You have to play these guys. I understand your point of him going out there and looking horrible, but the only way he's going to learn is to go out there, face a tough defense, understand, put it on film, go study it and learn from his mistakes. You can watch all the film you want, but until you get in the game, he's not going to be ready. And I think that's on Gruden and his staff. They should have prepared him a little bit better. But on Haskins' issue, he should have gotten to his playbook and learned it and won the job himself in the preseason.
Exactly. That's a good point. I think the Redskins after Game 3. After Game 3, where you're 0-3 at this point, I think that's where you make the change. And I think you at that point with his job, with Jay Gruden's job, you're not getting it done with Case Keenum. It's not working. So you can sit there and just allow the inevitable to happen. You're gonna go out there, you're gonna lose games, you're not gonna look good doing it. Or you can save face with the franchise and be like, all right, we're gonna go all in on this rookie and save my job. So I don't know. That's just my take on it. I think they should have made the change.
I kind of agree with you. I think if you could gave the keys to Haskins earlier, he might still be the head coach.
Yeah, because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see what this roster is. It's terrible. It's terrible, and it's not Jay Gruden's fault. Like this is the Redskins they have been ever since Daniel Snyder's bought that team. They've had issues. Let's say personnel wise, like he goes after big names. They don't work out. They never really have that much depth. There never really been a really talented football team in 2 decades, pretty much. Couple hits there and there where they snuck in the playoffs, won a division a couple times, but the Redskins haven't been a force since since the early '90s. So yeah, man, I think he should have went with the rookie. I think he would probably still have a job right now. And that, I guess that's kind of the chess match you play in your head as a head coach when you're on a bad football team, when you know that your name's in the media and people are calling for your job.
Started Colt McCoy.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna go there. All right, because we all know who Colt McCoy is. All right, but that goes to my point where. That goes to my point where they should have went with the rookie, man. Like we know Colt McCoy, man. I mean, to have Colt McCoy, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it because my point is he should have been playing since last week, since week 4 in New York. That's when. Now they put him in the game in New York, obviously, because it was needed. Because Case Keenum, that's probably Case Keenum's worst game ever. And to sit there and to not start Haskins the next week, like it's unbelievable. But it's also not shocking because that's what that franchise has been for the past 2 decades.
I was confused how you let Haskins take the game over in New York, and then you don't start him next week. They confuse me because like, what was the point of all that?
Man, it's unbelievable. But yeah, after that, you do lose your job. That's it. I mean, that's just
Stupidity.
that's just means for termination at that point. So,
I think one more game that we talk about before we head out is that Vikings and Giants game.
I don't think so.
Just
I don't think we. I mean, we can. We can. Because I knew what it was. Like,
just due to the fact how last week we
Uh-huh.
were talking about how Daniel Jones needed to go up against a real defense, and he did. And you see what happened?
yeah, but it also played out the way I thought.
It's growing pain. We just
Yeah,
talked about it.
we know that, and we know that's going to happen. But he needed to go up against a defense like that, right?
Yeah.
He needed to go up against a real football team. Not to say Tampa Bay is not a real football team, but like I said, I don't believe in them. So
You guys, both of you guys hate the Giants, so this is why you guys like that he lost. I understand that. You know what I mean? Being a Cowboys fan and Eagles fan, you really want to hate on this young man.
oh no, absolutely
I have
no.
no
Actually,
hate
I'm
for
on board with
Daniel
Daniel
Jones.
Jones. I'm on board. I've been on
I
board.
think he'd be a good
I actually was on board with him in the preseason. Even though it's the preseason, he could just slang that thing different. You know what I'm saying? He's a different. He was different. He was different. And so I would have been okay with him starting from the start. But Eli deserved. I mean, look, everything Eli did for that franchise, we already know. 2-time Super Bowl MVP, 2-time Super Bowl champion. We know what he's done. He, on his name and his championships alone, he's probably getting in the Hall of Fame. So shout out to Eli for doing what he did. But Daniel Jones, I mean, he was ready from the preseason, and he looked good from the preseason. And
started him since week 1.
And he's going to be good, and I think he's going to be good for the next 10, 15 years. So, no, definitely no hate on Daniel Jones. Hate on the Giants always. I mean, that's just in my blood. But no, Daniel Jones is going to be good, man. But we knew what was going to happen because you have to face those defenses, and you have to get used to teams preparing for you because now you have a little bit of tape. Vikings, they're a veteran team, so they studied tape. They seen a little bit of the tendencies they took away from him, and they made it difficult for him. So, but he fought. One thing he definitely fought. It's just that was just a tough spot.
And plus, he had last week no security blanket, no Saquon. When Gallman got hurt,
and that's what I was talking to you about last week. You was like, oh, this is gonna be beneficial for him not to have him. No, because he's gonna get hit. I mean, it's never good to get hit. That, you know what I'm saying, and be pressured like that, like, because it obviously disrupts your timing. So. But playing against the Vikings, you're not going to be able to sit back there and sling the ball like you want to anyway. But having Saquon definitely would have been beneficial because it took some of the pressure off of him.
Yeah.
Right, to make plays. So he definitely needs Saquon back. Another thing, I guess since we're in the NFC East, now that Dallas and Philadelphia are tied, they play a game in 2 weeks. Let's just go out there and say next week Dallas will beat the New York Jets.
I hope so.
No, they'll beat the New York Jets. They'll beat the New York Jets. And but Philadelphia has to face Minnesota, which me personally,
I think you win that game.
It's winnable. But at the same time, like, that's a tough place to play.
Yeah. It's still
I'm not. There's I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if that's
Kirk Cousins plays. If he's mediocre,
Kirk Cousins plays extremely well against Philadelphia. Out of all the teams he plays in the league, he plays Philadelphia very well. He went into Philadelphia last year and got a win. So them playing at home.
And Philly's giving up a lot of points lately too. So you gotta.
Yeah.
You might have a shootout because if your defense isn't going to show him some different looks that he's not used to seeing when he goes to Philly or playing Philly, I should say. Then you're going to be in for some issues because your offense can hang with anybody. If you can get some stops on Cousins, if not, it's going to be a long day.
Yeah, because first of all, Adam Thielen's on fire.
Yeah.
And he's been on fire for about 2 years.
Even though complaining about his role, Kirk Cousins stepped up and gave him the ball. But now Stephon Diggs is in his place where he wants the ball more.
It's tough when you got two good receivers, man.
Dalvin Cook might be, a top 5 back.
Oh yeah, he's looking great. He's looking great. That's it. Like I said, that's a very losable game, and they should when the spreads come out. I mean, the Vikings should be favored, and very very losable game. So I can easily see the October 20th matchup. The first matchup between Dallas and Philadelphia on Sunday Night Football in Dallas. I can see Dallas being 4-2 and Philadelphia being 3-3, and then that can swing the division in a big way. Yeah.
Now wait, do you think Dallas and Philly are both making the playoffs?
I had them both making the playoffs. Yeah. So right now, yeah. I'm not gonna.
Both of their schedules favor that. Too,
yeah. So. I mean, you get to play the AFC East. New England's always definitely gonna be a tough game, but you have the rest of the. Well, let's not disrespect the Bills either, though.
No. We'll disrespect the Bills.
I love it. Go ahead, Coach Mack. You got it. You're on the floor.
Listen. That defense, great, but even in the wins, Josh Allen has looked horrible. he is not efficient. He's throwing a lot of interceptions that he shouldn't be. He's not making great decisions with the ball. His defense is keeping him in these games, and they've been fortunate to win. I'm calling phonies. I think they're frauds. I really think it's just early. Teams haven't had a chance to really, attack this defense yet the way they want to. Once the adjustments are made, teams are going to start scoring 20-plus points on them. It's a favorable part for them right now. That's all. He's horrible right now. He needs a lot more learning and growing.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Well, great point. I'm not gonna disagree with that, yo. But
I was surprised when I just seen him.
But you guys were listening to the Yack Sports Talk Radio on WRML Radio in Mays Landing, New Jersey, on the campus of Atlantic Cape Community College. That's our time is up, fellas. Any final thoughts before we head out, Dan? Or Coach Mack, or Coach Mack.
Yeah, I just want to thank y'all for having me on, man. This was fun. I enjoyed my time, man. I appreciate y'all having me on.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. Hopefully we get you on some more Mondays, man. Mondays with Coach Mack.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
All right, and Dan, final thoughts.
Dallas still win the division.
Such a fan. I'm not, and I'm not gonna disagree or agree with that.
They're gonna get their offense clicking.
There's going to be a lot to say on October 20th where we get a little understanding of what's going on.
Where we cut like October 21st.
Dallas could definitely win that division. I mean, they have the offense to do it. But we're signing off, guys. I'm your boy Haas, man. You can catch the show on Sports Yack YouTube. Make sure you guys subscribe. You could also catch the we're gonna go live on the IG. Yeah. Plug the IG.
We're live at the 4:00 show on my Instagram, which is Juice Jersey. Go over there. Make sure you're there. Just support it heavily.
There you go. So, Sports Yack, YouTube, the Yack Sports Talk Radio. We're out of here.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Em, and this is Sports Yack. So basically, we're going to be talking all sports all the time. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like, share, all that. We want to hear from you. We want to see you. We want to interact, and we're looking forward to everything. So tune in.